If you want to know more about United States Army medals, badges, and insignia from the Revolution to today, we've been publishing these books for over 30 years. And this is our latest edition. It's available for you on Amazon, but it could be in your house in 2 or 3 days. Hello and welcome to Veterans Medals Workshop. I'm your host, Frank Foster, and today we're going to take a look at the 28th Infantry Division, the Keystone Division in World War II. We're going to take a look at the shoulder sleeve insignia of the division and its symbolism. We'll take a look at all of the campaigns that the 28th Infantry Division fought in and how it got the nickname Bloody Bucket. We'll take a look at all of the unit awards, both U.S. and foreign, like the Belgian Fourragere, for example, and we'll also take a look at the individual medals that every officer, non-commissioned officer and soldier in the 28th Infantry Division, the Keystone Division, would have earned in World War II. Plus a special look at the extra medals that the combat infantryman and combat medic earned. We'll take a look at how those awards are displayed. And even more interesting, we'll take a look at a half a dozen actual examples of World War II veterans of the Keystone Division and their displays. I think you'll find it really interesting. So come on, let's go take a look. The 28th Infantry Division, the Keystone Division, is the oldest division-sized unit in the Department of Defense, with some of the units in the division tracing their lineage back to Benjamin Franklin's battalion that was well pre-Revolutionary War. It was officially established in 1879 and later redesignated as the 28th Division in 1917 when America entered the First World War. It was originally nicknamed the Keystone Division as it was formed from units of the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, and Pennsylvania is known as the Keystone State. During World War II, it was given the nickname the Bloody Bucket Division by the German forces due to the shape and the color of its red Keystone insignia. The 28th Infantry Division is one of the most decorated infantry divisions in the United States Army. During World War II, the 28th Infantry Division was activated in February of 1941, entered combat in July of 1944 in Normandy, and spent over 196 days in combat. The 28th Infantry Division landed in Normandy, France on the 22nd of July 1944 and entered the Hedgegrove struggle north and west of St. Lo. It fought against desperate German opposition. Then the division continued a sustained drive through France and Luxembourg to the German border. It began hammering at the Siegfried Line, destroying pillboxes and other fortifications. And then it moved into the Hürgen Forest and savage battles which seesawed between Vosnack and Schmidt, these two German villages changing hands several times. When Field Marshal von Rundstedt's counteroffense broke loose, we know it as the Battle of the Bulge, the 28th fought in place using all available personnel and threw off the enemy timetable before withdrawing. After crossing the Rhine-Rhone Canal in 6 February, it then took up defensive positions until the end of the war. The division spent 196 days in combat and it sustained over 16,000 casualties. It earned 5 campaign credits for Normandy, northern France, the Rhinelands, the Ardennes, and Central Europe. And so one of the soldiers who fought through all 5 campaigns would be authorized the Silver Campaign Star that equals 5 Bronze Campaign Stars as shown here. I made the campaign star on the ribbon a little larger than normal just to emphasize that it stands for 5 campaigns. Time out for just a second. If you're enjoying this video on the 28th Infantry Division during World War II, please give us a like and even better subscribe. It'll keep us on the air. Okay, back to the show. The division received a Presidential Unit Citation for the Battle of the Bulge in December 1944 through January 1945. It received the Belgian Croix de Guerre for the liberation of Belgium, and it received the French Cross of War from, General de Gaulle. I'd like to point out that the Presidential Unit Citation is the unit equivalent of an individual being awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the 28th Infantry Division was a division selected to parade through Paris when it was liberated. Every officer, non-commissioned officer, and private of the 28th Infantry Division would have been authorized the three medals shown here for service in World War II. The American Campaign Medal, they earned while they were training in the United States. The Europe, Africa, Middle East Campaign Medal with the appropriate campaign stars, and the Victory Medal. World War II, the Army changed the regulation on the Good Conduct Medal, and almost all enlisted men would have been authorized a Good Conduct Medal. But of course, not all. At the end of the war, the 28th Division performed occupation duty in Kaiserslautern, and so they would have also received the Occupation Medal for Germany, as shown on the far right. In 1947, General Marshall authorized the award of the Bronze Star Medal for meritorious service to all of the combat infantrymen and combat medics served in World War II. So the display case on your left shows the Combat Infantryman's Award with the addition of the Bronze Star Medal for meritorious service. It also has the French Fourragere on the right-hand side, and of course his shooting marksmanship medals and his Presidential Unit Citation. On the right-hand side shows a combat medic who, in addition to the Bronze Star Medal, has received a Purple Heart. I do need to point out that the Bronze Star Medal is awarded in two variations. Shown on your left is the Bronze Star awarded for valor with a V device, and on your right, the Bronze Star awarded for meritorious service, and it does not have a device. So let's take a look at some actual World War II 28th Infantry Division veterans display cases. And this is a battery commander who served for over a year in combat. And he has the Bronze Star, the service medals. And on the far right, he's also received the French Croix de Guerre, a Cross of War. And he has his Presidential Unit Citation. The two gold bars indicate over a year's service in combat. On your left, this infantry PFC has displayed his combat infantry badge over his ribbons, along with his Bronze Star Medal that he received for meritorious service, authorized in 1947. At the bottom, he has his shooting qualification badges. The small gold button is his honorable discharge pin and his PFC stripes. On the right, this armor corporal was not authorized the Bronze Star in 1947 because the armor troops, regardless of how much combat they were in, were not authorized the combat infantry badge. In the display case on your left, this engineering first sergeant has made a unique and personal display. He not only has his ribbons and service medals, but he's added 6 commemorative medals, one for combat action, one for the Battle of the Bulge, one for victory in Europe, one for victory overall, overseas service, and honorable discharge. It's kind of neat. On your right is a Infantry Staff Sergeant. In addition to his Bronze Star and Purple Heart, he has received the French Cross of War, Croix de Guerre, and then added a commemorative medal to the right for victory in Europe. Slightly different display for a soldier who served in both the 29th Blue and Gray Division and the 28th Bloody Buckets Division, a combat infantryman. He displays his meritorious Bronze Star, his Good Conduct Medal, and he adds commemorative medals on the far right, one for combat action and one for the D-Day landings at Normandy. His shooting badges are down below in his sergeant rank. Let me pause for just a second and point out that every soldier in the Keystone Division had to qualify with his assigned weapon, and he would earn a marksmanship badge. In the upper left is the expert rifle badge. On the right is the expert carbine. Then down below on the lower left-hand corner is a sharpshooter for carbine, and on the right is a marksman for pistol, and it came with a number of attachments. If you want to know a lot more about Army marksmanship badges, we have a video out there that will tell you everything you want to know. Here is a nice example in how to display a veteran's flag along with his medals. Here's a very interesting example of a tech sergeant of the Signal Corps display. He has received a Bronze Star with a second award. That's a small oak leaf on the medal. And he also has multiple attachments to his marksmanship or sharpshooter badge, as well as the original Presidential Unit Citation, which was called the Distinguished Unit Citation at that time. Our final display is of this highly decorated lieutenant colonel who shows his ribbons underneath his combat infantry badge, and the ribbons are above his Presidential Unit Citation with one oak leaf cluster to show a multiple award. His medals of a Silver Star, the Bronze Star with a V device and one oak leaf cluster. And he also has the Army Commendation Medal, which you can figure out why he has an post-World War II medal when you look at his second row, and you can see that he has a 10 years service in the U.S. Army Reserve. On the left is the Belgian Fourragere, and on the right is a Dutch orange lanyard, a really unique case of this Keystone veteran. Thanks for watching today for our show on the 28th Infantry Division, the Keystone Division, better known by its nickname, the Bloody Bucket Division. Well, 16,000 casualties in World War II. That's some pretty heavy going. So if you enjoyed the show, please give us a like, even better subscribe, and look forward to seeing you next time on Veterans Medals Workshop.